Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Family Wealth and Other Musings. I'm your host, Becky Easton, and this is episode 80, if you can believe it. We are almost 3 whole months into this daily challenge to post a podcast every single day for 1 year. And if you've been listening in, you'll know that is a lofty goal for me, or at least was until I started in on it, because the idea of even a weekly or monthly podcast seemed just too time consuming for me. And so, what better way to start a podcast than to do one every single day instead. So anyway, here we are, and I'm having a lot of fun with this, bringing you just a little bit of legal content, business content most days, and every now and again a day of just kind of some random information, things that are on my mind, helping you think about your life and your legacy and how you want to live it, basically. So today is Friday. I hope you enjoyed your Friday, or are going to enjoy your Friday, or whatever day it is when you're listening in. And I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple different podcasts that I have really been enjoying, and that you might also enjoy if you are enjoying this podcast and think you might be interested in something else that I am also interested in and would recommend to you. Then I encourage you to check a few of these out. I love I'm really excited to share a few of these with you. So first up is one that I have been listening through. He started, just before COVID, at the beginning of 2020. And this is just about a monthly podcast. I think there have been a couple months where there are a couple of episodes. And this is That Even Legal by attorney Robert Sewell. And now Bob is a partner at Davis Miles McGuire Gardner here in Phoenix. And he has started this podcast because his clients always ask him, is that even legal? Now, the law impacts almost everything we do several times a day. And sometimes we even break the law and we don't even know it. So Bob Sewell is exploring what is legal in today's society by asking that age-old question, is that even legal? He's got some really great guests on that he's speaking with about a variety of different topics. And so I've really been enjoying listening through this podcast. And if you are enjoying some of the legal content you're getting from me here, you're definitely going to enjoy Bob's podcast. He is a probate litigator. So while the whole show isn't about estate planning and probate and litigation, he does talk about it a little bit, so it is interesting. So next up is Efficiency Bitch by Melissa Leone. Now, Melissa and I amusingly go a little ways back. She and I, it turns out, worked at TGI Fridays together for a little bit while we were both in college. And it took us a while to figure it out, actually. We now live in the same neighborhood. And when we met, she was like, you just look familiar. I feel like we know each other we had like one friend in common, but that friend wasn't like, I wasn't good enough friends with her. So I was pretty sure we didn't know each other through her. And then someone posted some question about, like in our neighborhood Facebook group, like what was your first job or something like that. And it was in one of those threads that we discovered we had both worked at Fridays together. So anyway, Melissa is a CFO now. She's a finance badass. I've been working with her and absolutely love everything she's been helping my business do and whip us back into shape when it comes to finances. So if you are looking for someone to do wonders with your books and give you more of that advice that you would get through an outside CFO as opposed to just a bookkeeper, definitely recommend checking out Melissa Leone. But check in on her podcast. She talks to all kinds of different women. It's the Efficiency Bee podcast or Efficiency Bitch. And all of these, I believe, are available just about anywhere that you get your podcasts. So Efficiency Bitch is dedicated to all women who aspire to build a career while raising a family. Here to show you that you can have your cake and eat it too. The trick is finding efficient ways to use your most valuable resources, time and money. At EB, bitch is more than a name or an attitude. It's an acronym that represents their 5 pillars: bank, inbox, time, connection, and harmony. This is a great podcast that has a whole wide swath of information available on it from her various guests. So definitely recommend checking this one out. Next up, we have a podcast that I absolutely love. They're in their 3rd season now, and it's a TTRPG actual play podcast. And what that means is tabletop role-playing game. And so you are listening to them actually play through a role-playing game. And so it starts off with a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and then they, after that season, they play through a Pokemon game, and then now this current season, most recent season, they are playing through the Call of Cthulhu system. And these 4 guys are just hilarious. And following along for the past few years and listening through the 3 seasons as they play and just kind of getting to know them. I mean, they don't talk too much personal stuff, but you really feel like you kind of get an idea for their personalities for sure as you're listening through. And it's just so much fun. And they switch who is playing the dungeon master or kind of the person in charge of the game each season. So it's not always the same person who's in charge of the game. And so, yeah, absolutely. One I wouldn't have saw myself listening to a number of years ago, but my husband was talking to some other guys in the neighborhood about starting a Dungeons and Dragons game, and there was one point in my life where I would have been like, no, not interested, no thank you, but where I was at that time, I just wanted to meet some new people, and it sounded like fun, and I already played like role-playing games on my phone, and so there we were. We had a pretty decent group for a while right before COVID hit, and then of course, you know, adults trying to plan anything is a lot like herding cats, you know. So anyway, we started listening through You Meet in a Tavern when because there were a few of us who had like never played Dungeons and Dragons before, so we had like no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And so it was good to listen to that, just to hear how somebody else plays through the game. Next up, we have one. I've mentioned it before that I have ADHD, and it's a more recent diagnosis for me. So I'm always looking for new content to help me kind of understand like what's going on and how I can hack my brain and make it work better for me. And so Faster Than Normal is it's also a book by Peter Shenkman. So also a book, and now he's turned it into a podcast where he interviews just famous or successful people who also have ADHD, and just basically just talking to them about what their life is like and how they manage and what their kind of tricks are, if it's anything, what it was like being diagnosed. And it's just so interesting. And sometimes with, like any kind of condition or diagnosis or anything, I think it can feel really isolating, right? But with the advent of so much technology and the internet, and we can just be connected to so many people without ever being even anywhere near them, it can help you feel less isolated and more seen and more understood. And so, even that, amusingly enough, with like TikTok and getting on and viewing content there, and a lot of their ADHD content creators are just fabulous. And I'm learning new things about my life all the time. So Faster Than Normal is another one, like I said, that I really love and recommend. And next up are a couple that are recommended by my husband, and they are just completely hilarious. We're big fans of both Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. And the two of them have a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave. And then Tom Segura also has a podcast with his wife called, what is it called? Your Mom's House. And so, and his wife is Christina Pazzitzky. And yeah, both of those are just, really hilarious. If you like to laugh, if you like comedy, and they're just kind of talking about their lives and situations that are going on. It's very just kind of down to earth chatter, and it's just hilarious. So highly recommend you check out either one of those as well. And a lot of those it looks like are all up on YouTube as well. So I've also posted links in the description for the episode today, so you can get to any of these podcasts, or all of them, like I said, are available on just about any podcast place, Spotify, Apple Music, Overcast, wherever you're getting your podcasts. You can find almost all of these. So what are some of your favorite podcasts? I'm not much of a true crime drama, so I don't have any of those on my list. But yeah, what are you listening to? I'd love to hear what you're enjoying and why. And I'm always looking for something new to listen to. So let me know. I want to thank you again for tuning in today. And if you find something new that you want to listen to as a result, I hope you enjoy. And again, this has been Family Wealth and Other Musings, episode 80. I'm so excited about that. We are really just coming along. So I am your host, Becky Easton, and I will talk to you more tomorrow. Have a great day.